see, everyone thinks you are unrealistic. Hank laughed. Everyone? I said, everyone I see. He said, me too. So I said, where does that take us, as if it were a question. He said, we'll make money before I'm the next sucker kicked to the curb, but Hammer's money gets us nowhere. I said, you have none. He said, food money, as if an accomplishment. So I obviously asked, is office free? Hank said, nothing is, then kicked the desk for solidness and addressed me as partner for the first time. Mike, we start by taking steps. Do you personally trust a locksmith? The locks were chains. What's the difference? Our outposts always had the illusion of being outside the large hotel's maze. But that first time Hank opened the phone and found a bug, he immediately framed it above our doorway inside 4 wired together pencils from his messenger bag, sealing our adversarial identities. Quoting Hank, which is what's so wrong with relationships between citizens and their states. Just to hang his masterpiece, he shoved the desk to the door and jumped on it as if making an announcement. See these pencils, he said, and held each one out for me to look. They came in these individual little thin plastic bags inside their own hard plastic tube. So apropos, I thought of this for the bug in advance. They're 4 supposedly authentic Hammer stamped pencils from his factory here in the 1920s, unsharpened over 60 years later. Hammer knew I wouldn't sign for anything, so he surprised me using regular mail. After he risked public handling, they were hard to refuse, and since I won't call him, they're my responsibility. Sitting on the desk, Hank leaned on the wall and rolled each pencil in his fingers before tying them together with thin copper wire. Hank said Hammer's books bragged the pencils were produced by experts stolen from the German monopoly's attempt to destroy competition before competition could destroy Faber pencils. I'll face all 4 Hammer logos away from the desk. Hey, maybe they're knockoffs like the inauthentic Fabergé eggs exposed by the capitalist tool Malcolm Forbes. Either way, they're collector's items to me. Wherever Hammer got them, even if fake, Dr. Hammer constructed a commodity I appreciate. Hank's finger touched his thumb. Hopefully, I'm only corrupt this much. Now I can include myself among the complainers that free enterprise has too many rules, regulations, and crowded courts. But the law is all that separates us from authority trusted in ultimately private hands. The phone changed the subject. I was sufficiently skeptical. Who gets this close to money without asking for some? Idiots. Those without ideas and nothing for sale. But we were in the Mezhda Narodnaya. Other than complaining, what was his complaint? Hank answered the phone in the staccato voice of Batman on the hot phone. Hammer and Cycle. You must be my handler. Hung up. Less emotional than the counterpart Robin, I said, you appreciate sarcasm. Customers require other approach. He said, then you are salesman. Answer next. I acted baffled. Sales? Remember great workers' state? He said, ha! Life is a negotiation. Sleep, a deal made with staying awake. Then he thought a bit and sighed drowsily at the pencils and closed his eyes. Then bam! Let's go. And the desk was slid back as we were on our way, after he tried leaping from a personal record distance to tap the pencils. He brought red tape. I jumped from a point he could never reach, and eventually everyone's mark was past his personal best on the floor. We took the stairs because he never rode the elevator. not because it bothered him Hammer's place had it going on. So once we fabricated a run where Hank was the only courier available, and after 33 flights for his age, had to leave a note that we gladly deliver from our office when they're ready. But despite rejecting technology's help, Hank was like an express to the front desk, where the manager had waited late to speak to us. He explained the salaried bellhops did the hotel's legwork, but he would personally ensure brochures or a card could be shown to check-ins if they asked. Hank said, "Check out, news traveled." For form, the manager smugly smiled, then straightaway fished for a flat fee. He knew taking 20% of our business was a break since we had nothing for him up front. According to him, Dr. Hammer held up his end. We could continue using the bat.